If your knees ache when you stand up from a chair, or you've started reaching for the handrail on every set of stairs, I need you to hear this. That stiffness is not just wear and tear you have to accept, and it is almost never a sign that you should rest more. Here's what most people over 50 get backwards. The knee itself rarely fails first. The muscles around it get weak first, and a weak muscle lets the joint take a beating it was never meant to take. The good news is bigger than the problem. The single most recommended treatment for aching knees after 50 isn't a pill, and it isn't surgery. It's exercise, and the research is not shy about it. The right movements can cut knee pain by a third and get you out of a chair without that groan. Today I'll give you 5. You can do all of them at home, most of them sitting down. And the 5th one is the single most powerful move for the second half of your life. Let's protect those knees. Welcome to Well Past 50, where we don't fear getting older, we get stronger about it. No fads, no scare tactics, and I'm not a doctor. Everything here comes from published guidelines and research, and I link every source in the description so you can check it yourself. That's a promise on every video. So let's be clear about what we're doing today. We are not chasing the pain. We're rebuilding the support around the joint, the way a physiotherapist would. 5 daily exercises, counting down from 5 to number 1, from the gentlest to the most powerful. I'll show you exactly how to do each one, how many, and the one mistake that makes people quit before it works. If you want your knees to carry you upstairs, out of chairs, down a trail, for another 30 years, take 1 second and subscribe, because this is the kind of thing we do twice a week. First, 90 seconds on why this happens, because once you understand it, the 5 exercises will make total sense, and you'll actually stick with them. Your knee is not just bone on bone, it's a joint held together and cushioned by muscle. Mostly the big muscle on the front of your thigh, the quadriceps, and the large muscle in your backside, the gluteus. Think of them as the shock absorbers on a car. Every step you take, they soak up the impact, so the joint doesn't have to. Here's the problem. After 50, we quietly lose muscle every year if we don't actively work it, and it speeds up the older we get. Less muscle means weaker shock absorbers. And there's a cruel twist the research points to. When a knee starts to hurt, we use it less, so the thigh muscle shrinks even faster, which lets the joint take even more punishment, which makes it hurt more. That's the loop that turns a small ache into a real problem. Rest feels like the answer. It's actually the trap. The way out is not to pound your knees, it's to rebuild those shock absorbers, gently and consistently. And that is exactly what the top medical guidelines now say. In the UK, the National Health Guidelines put exercise ahead of painkillers as the core treatment for this, not instead of your doctor as the foundation. So let's build. But before the first move, 30 seconds on staying safe, because this next part is what separates people who get better from people who get hurt. Here's the rule that makes all of this safe. When you start strengthening stiff knees, a little discomfort is normal, even expected. The guidelines say it plainly. Your joints may complain at first, and that mild ache during or after a session that settles within a day is hurt, not harm. It's the muscle waking up, not the joint breaking down. So don't stop at the first twinge. That's the mistake that keeps people weak. But you do have limits, and they matter. Stop and check with a professional if you feel a sharp, stabbing pain. If the knee swells up, if it locks or gives way beneath you, or if pain keeps getting worse for days instead of easing. And if you've had a recent knee replacement or a specific injury, get your own physiotherapist's green light first. These are general, gentle moves, but your knee is yours. One more principle. Slow, and controlled beats, fast and heavy, every single time. We are not lifting weights in a gym. We are teaching tired muscles to switch back on. Ready. Let's count down. Number 5, the straight leg raise. This is where everyone should start because it wakes up the front of your thigh, the quadriceps, without bending the sore knee even once. That's what makes it so safe. Here's how. Sit back in a sturdy chair or lie on the floor if that's comfortable. Straighten one leg out in front of you so the knee is locked and firm. You should feel the muscle just above the kneecap go tight. Now, lift that straight leg a few inches. Hold for a slow count of 3 and lower it with control. That control on the way down is where the strength is built, so don't just drop it. 10 lifts on one leg, then switch. If it feels easy, slow the count down, never add speed. Why start here? Because a knee that hurts quietly shuts down this exact muscle. The research calls it selective wasting of the quadriceps. And this one move switches it back on with zero impact on the joint. It's the on-ramp. Master this, and everything after it gets easier. Number 4, the seated knee extension. Now we add a little movement to the joint, gently and fully in your control. Sit tall in your chair, feet flat. Slowly straighten one knee until the leg is out in front of you, squeezing the thigh at the top like you're trying to show off the muscle. Hold that squeeze for 2 seconds. This top position is the part physiotherapists care about most, because it strengthens the exact fibers that stabilize your kneecap. Then, lower slowly, over 3 full seconds. 10 to 12 on each leg. If you want a little more, loop a small towel or a light ankle weight over your foot, but only once the movement is smooth and painless without it. This is one of the exact moves used in the clinical programs that reduce knee pain by up to 1/3. It looks almost too simple. That's the point. Simple is what you'll actually do every day, and daily is what wins. A fancy exercise you skip does nothing. A plain one you repeat rebuilds a joint. Number 3, and this is the one almost everybody forgets, the glute bridge. Here's the secret most people never hear. Your knees are protected from behind. The large muscles in your backside, the glutes, control how your thigh and knee line up every time you stand, walk, or climb. Weak glutes let the knee cave inward and grind. The research is clear that strengthening should target the glutes right alongside the thigh. Yet, they're the first muscles to go quiet after 50 from all the sitting we do. So let's wake them up. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling until your body makes a straight line from knees to shoulders. Squeeze your backside hard at the top. That squeezes the whole exercise. Hold for 3 seconds, then lower slowly. 10 to 12. Your knees barely move here, so it's kind and safe, but you're building the muscle that keeps them tracking straight for every step you take. Strong behind means steady in front. Number 2, the standing calf raise. We've built the front and the back of the leg, now the part that actually absorbs each footstep. Your calves are the spring in your step. When they're strong, they cushion the landing, so the impact never reaches your knee. When they're weak, every step lands harder. Stand behind a sturdy chair or at a kitchen counter and rest your hands on it for balance. That's not cheating, that's smart. Now rise up onto the balls of your feet as high as you can, slowly. Hold at the top for a second. Feel the calves working. Then lower your heels down over 3 slow seconds. 15 of these. And here's a bonus your knees will love. Doing this at the counter also trains your balance, and better balance is what keeps you from the fall that changes everything after 50. If 15 on 2 legs gets easy, try a few on 1 leg, hands still on the counter. Strong calves, steady steps, protected knees. Which leaves the single most important move of all. Number 1. And number 1, if you do only one exercise from this whole video, make it this one. The sit to stand. Standing up from a chair is the single most honest test of lower body strength there is. And it's the exact movement clinical programs measure to prove people are getting better, and they improve it by up to 30% in 6 weeks. It trains your thighs and your glutes together in the one pattern you use dozens of times a day. Getting out of a chair, off the toilet, up from the couch. Lose this, and you lose your independence. Keep it, and you keep your freedom. Here's how. Sit toward the front of a sturdy chair, feet flat and slightly back under your knees. Lean your chest forward, nose over toes, and stand up, pushing through your heels, using your legs, not your hands. Then sit back down slowly. That slow lowering, resisting all the way, is where most of the strength is built. That's 1. Do as many as you can with good form in 1 minute, maybe 5, maybe 15. It doesn't matter where you start. If it's hard, push off the armrests with your hands at first, and use them less each week. If it's easy, cross your arms over your chest and slow it down. This one move rebuilds the exact strength that keeps you walking, climbing, and living on your own terms. It is the closest thing to an anti-aging exercise that exists. Never skip it. Now let's turn 5 exercises into one simple daily habit. Because scattered good intentions rebuild nothing, but 10 quiet minutes a day rebuild a joint. Here's the plan. Start with the gentle ones to warm the muscle up. Straight leg raises, then seated knee extensions, 10 to 12 each leg. Then the glute bridge, 10 to 12. Then calf raises, 15. And finish with the king, the sit to stand. 1 honest minute. That's it. 10 minutes. Once through. Do the whole set every day if you like. These are gentle enough. But the real target you must not miss is strength work at least twice a week. That's the minimum the guidelines set for keeping muscle after 50. And it's the dose that changes things. 2 rules to make it stick. First, anchor it to something you already do. Right after your morning coffee or before your evening shower, so you never have to remember it. Second, expect the ache we talked about in the first week and keep going anyway. By week 2 it fades, and by week 4 you'll feel yourself rising out of chairs easier. In the clinical programs, 6 weeks is where the pain drops and the strength shows. 6 weeks. Give your knees 6 weeks of 10 honest minutes, and they will give you years back. And remember the mindset of this channel. We're not taking anything away. We're adding strength, 1 small rep at a time. Let's lock it in. 5 daily moves to walk without pain after 50. 5, the straight leg raise. Wake the thigh, 0 knee bending. 4, the seated knee extension. Squeeze at the top. 3, the glute bridge. Protect the knee from behind. 2, the calf raise, the spring that absorbs every step. And 1, the one you never skip, the sit to stand, the master move for independence. None of these is fancy. That's exactly why they work, because you'll actually do them. Weak knees are not your destiny after 50. They're a muscle problem with a muscle solution. And you can start the first rep today, right there in the chair you're sitting in. If this gave you a real plan instead of another warning, do 2 things for me. Subscribe. Well, Past 50 publishes twice a week, always with the guidelines linked below. Never with fear. And send this to the one person over 50 who started avoiding stairs before those knees decide the stairs for them. Next up, the one balance exercise that cuts your risk of a fall, and you can do it while you brush your teeth. It pairs perfectly with today. And in the comments, tell me, which of the 5 felt the hardest? That's usually the one your knees needed most. I read every reply. See you in the next one.